Hi there, welcome to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cancer, if you don't know your Moon and Rising signs already, check out a link in the description box called alwaysastrology.com. There you can just plug in your information and learn your entire birth chart. That way, if for any reason this doesn't appeal to you or resonate with you this week, you can check out your Moon and Rising sign readings for the week, and hopefully that will help clear things up for you. This is for the week of May 30th to June 6th for my Cancerian friends. I'll be doing the same spread I did last week, so 5-card spread using the Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot with additional message cards from both the Medicine Card Tarot and the Healing with the Angels Tarot here. Once the central spread is done. It is a general reading for Cancer, so whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Cancer, I'll get you to apply these messages to that situation. So that could be travel, health, relationships, business, etc. Whatever you're finding is most prominent for you, I encourage you to apply these messages, and then hopefully they are helpful. So I wish for Cancer all success, joy, and wellness. I invoke spirits of love, light, and beauty. I call upon Archangels Michael, Gabriel, Metatron, and Uriel to guide this reading in peace, clarity, protection, and wisdom. I ask that Gaia please bless this reading for Cancer. Now, I did take those 2 cards. Normally, if there's more than one that jumps, I don't, but there were 2, and they were really stuck together, so I kept them. If more than 2 jump out, I'll generally put them back as well. But I am going to keep these for you, Cancer. And in your central position already, we have the card of Soul Mates. This is a beautiful card to have as your central position. I think you're really feeling loved and supported this week. Even if there have been clash of ideas, ideologies, opinions, etc., I think you're really feeling loved and appreciated, and I think it is reciprocal, and perhaps that's why it's able to flow no matter if something hasn't been exactly the way you want it to or whatever. I just feel that you feel comforted and valued and appreciated this weekend, and it's mutual with other loved ones in your life. They're feeling it from you. Also, soulmates, even though there's lots of hearts, and there's a key to this girl's heart here, soulmates aren't always romantic, and it's not always sexual. So if you're having a soulmate experience this week, with friends or even animals, I wouldn't discount that. I would find that just as important and valuable as having romantic soulmate relationships. So in your recent past, or the energy you're just coming out of, is the card to the sea. Not entirely familiar with this, so I am going to look at the general message for you here. To the sea is being in the flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together in a natural pattern of events. So I'm going to summarize it by being in the flow, just being in the now, going with the flow. We can see here there's a definitive balance being situated here. There's, I'll hold all the cards up to the camera closely so you can see in detail with me in just a moment. But you'll be able to see how this is a real balancing act for you with regard to this situation. You may be going with the flow, but it is about keeping in balance here, particularly emotionally or psychologically this week. But again, it's energy you're coming out of, and you're coming into the soulmate energy, the receptivity, and the large questions, the large seeking questions here, and ultimately issues of mending and healing. So nothing overarchingly negative or dark here. There's not a lot of action going on here. I think that there is a lot of mental energy being spent this week, Cancer. But again, like I said, you feel incredibly supportive, and you feel incredibly, I meant to say supported, and you feel incredibly supportive of others. So this is going both ways for you. In your external influence or conscious influence position, you have the yin card. This is all about receptivity. This is literally the other half to the ancient Chinese symbol of the yin yang. So this is genuinely feminine, female energy of receptivity, being a vessel, actually holding something. You could be holding something for others, the key for others, the water, the nourishment for others, and you could be doing it even just naturally, like just happenstance, like it's really natural for you to do this. There's also a lot of energy here around females, female relationships, female reproductive systems, anything having to do with the world of female and female relationships. In the internal position, internal influence rather, or subconscious position, you have the Y card. This is large scale cosmic why questions. This is about ancestors. This is about where you come from, your purpose on earth. So yeah, not a light card necessarily. In terms of these aren't like why is the sky blue? It's not like that. It's these are large scale macro level questions, motivations. Why are you pulled to do certain things or drawn to do certain things? So it's always a wise practice to be in, to question our motivations, particularly if we feel like there is an upset there or that we might have more to offer and we're not offering as much as we'd like to. And then for your final outcome card here, we have the mending card. Again, just a great deal of healing energy. It doesn't say necessarily here that anything's broken, but it is about, some of the key words are, receptivity, going with the flow, large scale questions, intentions, soulmate relationships, who you support, who is supporting you. This is constant for you. And then how things are about to get healed. So it's just on a large scale, these are about macro versus micro level healing energies, attitudes, and intentions. So pretty friggin' cool, I think. So up close, we'll go one by one. You can see the soulmates here. This is a relationship card. So even if you are, say, traveling, or if there's this health issue, or this is internal, has nothing to do with other people. Perhaps you're your own soulmate, or you can remember a relationship with a soulmate who was there for you, and you remember the feeling that brought you, and that's going to bring you to a state of stability and peace. And it might be just what you need this week, Cancer. And if this is about other relationships or other actual physical relationships in your lives, this could be the week that you hear or said to you, or you're saying to another person you are have in your life who is important to you. I really appreciate you. I'm really glad you're in my life. You make me feel so and so and so. And you can just express yourself this week, and that's going to be met with a lot of love and a lot of appreciation. And you're just coming out of card or energy you're just leaving behind into the week. Like I said, we have the go to the sea card. This is just about going with the flow. There might have been some upset where you've been calm on the waters. A great deal of balance has been met here, as you can see the air and the water, and then she's right in the middle, so to speak. So there's been a great deal of energy spent just coming into the week, having to create a balance around this situation, which is wonderful. It doesn't seem like there's been any upset, but there is something that needs looking at with regard to having created balance around this. And if you're going with the flow about something, that means that you're not in charge of it, or you're not steering the ship, so to speak. So just be aware that this energy isn't sort of being brought into the week and being expanded on, that it's sort of, being tied up, and you've gotten what you need out of that going with the flow situation, and now you can be back in charge of the ship, or you've let go of that energy and you can now relax. So in your external position or outside influence card, we have the yin card. Like I said, this is highly feminine. It's the exact opposite of the masculine energy in the ancient Chinese symbol. So all things female, all things feminine, including feminine relationships, ancestral relationships, and saying that because we have the Y just underneath in the subconscious position. So you could be looking at lessons of, say, foremothers, okay, whether or not they were related to you specifically. Certainly they were foremothers, grandmothers, wise women, that type of thing, that you can draw a lot of strength and energy from this week, and that you're aware of that you need to draw energy and strength from this week. In the internal position or the subconscious position card, we have the Y situation here. Again, this is about intentions. This is about higher power, getting to the point where you can create internal dialogue about who you are and what you want to become and why you're here. This is, like I said, a macro level thinking card. This is a grand scale card. It's about getting to the root of really large issues and developments for yourself. This book literally has wings. Any knowledge that you come through over the next week with regard to this large scale question, Cancer, I think is going to improve your life enormously, and ultimately will improve and heal relationships around you. So it's just always a beautiful thing to see when individuals are willing to do the hard work and ask the hard questions around how they're acting in the world, how they're interacting in the world, what they bring to the world, and they don't take it for granted that this is the way it is and I'm just going to go and not ask any questions. No, you're willing to ask some questions here, and it will behoove you. This will lead to a great deal of enlightenment. Also, the reason I bring up ancestors is because we have an Aboriginal woman here reaching for the book. So this is deep coded mysteries. This is about before time, and like I mentioned, because it is at opposite ends of the highly grand scale female energy, female cards of receptivity, being available, being aware, being being feminine. This could be about relationships having to do with those very individuals or concepts, right? Even if they weren't your grandmother or your foremothers, their stories could resonate with you this week, and you could draw a lot of inspiration and encouragement from those stories. And then with your probable outcome card, you have the mending card here. And like I said, this is simply a card of healing and creating new bonds of enlightenment. You could even find that after asking some of these hard questions or deep questions, that in order to get to the next phase of what you're meant to do, particularly regarding how you're supposed to assist the earth as an earth angel, you could find that this is ultimately, at least for the week, all about mending, all about repairing, all about healing. And I'm going to suggest ultimately, Cancer, that you begin with yourself. It's always important to heal any negativity within, and certainly about the closest relationships to you, okay? But these could be part and parcel this week, that anything that felt lost or that wasn't, you haven't heard from that person, or that wasn't clear to you, etc. There's going to be a great deal of mending around that relationship. And certainly if someone needs to hear from you, you will perhaps even intuitively reach out this week and be available to that person. And this is, like I said, it's not a low-key relationship. This is a soulmate relationship, so it's someone who's very, very important to you, and it is mutual. So just really a lovely week with a lot of protection, a lot of support. You've come out of something that was fairly difficult last week that you did with, in my interpretation of this, you did with poise, with delicacy, with balance. Wow, okay, so one of your final cards is the turkey. This its keyword is giveaway. This is about large scale sacrifices, large scale giveaways, large scale what you want to give to humanity, what you have to provide humanity, and what you're willing to give up for it. This could be very well what's going on here in the why card. You could be becoming more and more familiar with why you are here, what you are meant to do, your soul's purpose, for example. And now you have to have the conversation with yourself, or now you'll be drawn to the next phase of questions, which is, well, what do I have to do in my own life to get to that next level, to get to the point where, you know, I've done the legwork here in the esoteric, spiritual, or mental level. Now I want to bring it into the material world. I want to put this into practice step by step. And you may have to look at what you will have to give up. Okay, Cancer? And it may be really, wow. And it may be really insignificant, okay, to you. In the long run. And I hope that's the case. If it is significant, I think you'll have a lot of support around letting go of it, or that the sacrifice will be worth it. And in your last jumper card for the reading, you've got the romance card. It's not often I see this come out by itself. Like I said, the soulmates card doesn't have to be a romance, but if it is, this could be a week of just incredible sort of maybe even earth-shattering, life-altering romance for you. You may feel like a queen. You might make someone else feel like a queen or a king. A lot of romantic energy around you this week, and really, really just beautiful. I don't feel like the relationship or the romance or the loving here needs to be sacrificed. I don't feel like I don't feel necessarily that these are going together, that, you know, the self-sacrifice or the sacrifice that needs to be made in order to move ahead need be the romance. It could be that in getting rid of something and sacrificing an opinion or an idea, lifestyle, behavior, thought process, whatever, is keeping you from getting to the next level after you've discovered these answers for yourself. Perhaps romance is on the horizon. Perhaps you're letting go of negative energy that's allowing you new energy, positive, beautiful energy in your life. Or if that's not the case and there is no sexual or romantic energy in the air, I'm going to say that the romance just is all about an internal blossoming of yourself, that you're coming to the forefront. You're able to express love and gratitude, peace and joy, and even romance. Perhaps you're just treating yourself really beautifully. You're bringing beauty and joy into your own life, and this leads to a sense of romance and to a sense of bliss. So either way you look at it, beautiful reading, a lot of emotional and intellectual work going on here. So congratulations on constantly doing the hard work that it takes to get to your next level, Cancer. I hope you liked the reading. Always let me know what you think of the reading in the comments. I love hearing from you. Make sure you like and subscribe, and that way you get notifications for my weekly readings for your sign. In saying that, that concludes your reading. Thanks so much for joining me today, and take good care of yourself until I see you next week. Bye for now, Cancer.